This is where I did my training. It took 3.5 years to carve this meeting house. This is my tutor, and this is me as a young fella. And then after we opened the meeting house in 1990, we carved the big waka, which represented the top of the South Island iwis, and we paddled it across Cook Strait 4 times.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's the paddle that I used. And then when they brought the Endeavour across from Australia, the replica, they shut off Ship's Cove in the Marlborough Sound, and we reenacted Captain Cook or Abel Tasman, whichever one it was, with the local Maoris. And then in the back of my medallion, I put a 50-cent piece New Zealand, and it's got the Endeavour on it. And then I gave this pendant to my son, and his son chewed on the bottom and broke it. So they gave it back to me to fix, and I put it on the wall with all the history. This is my mum and dad here, and my mum had us all baptised, and we went to Sunday school and things, and for the first 20 odd years of my life, I grew up with my mum's side of the family and her beliefs and everything. And then when I started learning carving, I started learning my grandfather's side. And that's why I'm still doing it today, because I'm the only one in all my family that has followed it. None of my cousins do it, none of my brothers or sisters do it. In fact, I've only got 2 sisters left now. And I'm the only one that's taken up the cultural side of the family, so I pass it on to my grandchildren. And we've done our shop up like a meeting house. We have our ancestors on this wall, and they look across to our mokopuna and our grandchildren. Yeah. So I'm also trying to find my family tree, my history, because I can go back as far as my grandfather. I'm looking for his father. I can't find him because I think I was told that from 1990 onwards everything was recorded electronically. Prior to that, everything was written down and only recorded after the missionaries got to New Zealand. Prior to that, it was all word of mouth. Yeah. Now, all those elderly people that have got all that knowledge, word of mouth, they've all passed away. There's one left, and I can't get up to find him because money, you know, it costs money. We need over $1,000 to get to the North Island and back. To find this guy, if I can find him, because he's now 80, 90 odd and he's very sick. So if I don't find him by the time he passes away, then I very much doubt that I'll find, you know, my heritage. There's 2 lots of Barretts in New Zealand. The majority of them come from Nathaniel Barrett, the school teacher, but we're a very minute group that come from Dickie Barrett, the whaler, and that's what I'm searching for at the moment, and I believe that's my mission. I mean, my children are adopted children because I can't have children, so it's a bit sad to think that it's all going to finish with me unless I can do something about it, you know. So every day I wake up alive, I charge into the day and seize the day. This is
looks very beautiful.
Yeah, and is mother and father.
Yeah.
And this is the creation of a child.
Creation.
Yeah. And then we have that one by you. Also, father, mother, and child. And this is. In the old days, we didn't have a written language. It was all told through the carvings. And we used to put the genitals on the carvings so the children would know, oh, well, that's a man and that's a lady. So that's my great-grandfather, my great-grandmother, and that's probably my mum or something, you know. Yeah. And I like to do lots of little undercuts and things.
Right.
Because this sort of thing they can't reproduce on copy carvers. Because a copy carving machine can only get so far. So something like this they could probably copy because it's quite flat and there's no cut throughs and things, you know, so you get a lot of this in shops, but not as detailed.
No.
And then this sort of thing they can't copy, you know, so that makes it unique to our shop because we don't put anything in anywhere else because it just takes too long to make. Like that one I've been working on for nearly 3 weeks, so I'll probably sell that at the same price as the bigger stuff because they take 3 weeks to make as well, you see. So just because it's smaller doesn't mean that it's going to be cheaper.
No.
So I use recycled timber all the time. Same with this guy here. See, I've left the post at the bottom. So that whole thing was carved out of a post or out of a stud. The hull of the waka is 1,000 years old carry. So it's being recycled, and they carve these pieces at the front and back that'll be carved, the tauihu and the taurapa, they're recycled, removed, tongue and groove floorboard. So that'll have little seats in it and things, and carving along the sides here and up here and here as well. So this is a V chisel that we're using here, and it's used for surface design work. So you've got to change direction because of the grain. And this is what makes carving MDF board so easy. It doesn't have a grain. Ooh. On it, you know.
So who did you have?
I did.
Oh, did you?
This is my logo, see?
Oh, wait.
And this is the wood chips, and this is the chisel. Oh. And in the old days, when they had muka on the face, this design was worn here.
Yeah.
And it was a symbol of a master carver. So because we don't wear muka, I've put it on my arm. And now, when I do my carvings, I put it on my carvings.
Really?
So I know if somebody copies one of my pieces.
Yeah.
And I can say to them, you copied that. And they say, how do you know? Because that's my trademark. How do you know? Because there it is.
Yeah.
You know?